So hi everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel Fitness Fit Computer Geek. Today I am come with you another episode of book review section with a new book that is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So it is one of the classical book that ever written on 20th century on financial literacy. Here Napoleon Hill has provided you with some of the most outrageous methods that are used by millions of people who are successful and who are at their zenith at the 20th century. But still, although the book is written in the 20th century, but still its value cannot be undeniable. It is applicable in today's scenario also. The book which I have written almost 100 years ago. So this book, I would say, will not focus on how to earn money, but it will focus on how to train your mind to earn enormous wealth. Okay, without wasting any time, let's begin. So this book was actually written in 1937. The work on writing on this book by Napoleon Hill was began 1908 when he met the greatest industrialist and philanthropist of that time, Mr. Andrew Carnegie. So before beginning this book, let me give you some overview and let me give you some detail about author of this book, Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill was one of the greatest American writer of the 20th century, and he began the work of writing. So when he met the industrial philanthropist of that time, that was Mr. Andrew Carnegie. Mr. Andrew gave him a project on writing and finding all the methods used by the ultra rich people to achieve their zenith. So he hired him to talk to those people, about 100 of people, 500 of people who are living a wealthiest lifestyle. So seeing the spark, he told him systematically analyze over 500 people about how they are at their place, what are the strategies they were following throughout the year to reach at that zenith. So as of this project, this book, that is the Think and Grow Rich, was written in 1937. He have noted down all the observation that he have found in those 500 wealthiest person of that time, and wrote it down as a simple manual which is follow till this date, which can be applicable till this date. So book gonna be very interesting. Okay, so stay tuned with me. I will be discussing all the 15 chapters that he had divided in this book. He have actually divided this book into 15 different chapters, and I will be making 15 different videos on those chapters, giving you the summary and the review of what he have written in those chapters. So this is only the introductory part. Well, I have given you the about author, you can say the biography of author, how it began this work of writing this book. So in this book you will find most interesting story and most emotional one about his own son Blair, who didn't born with any hearing organ, born without any hearing organ, and who eventually able to hear everything, all because of faith and perseverance, which the author have discussed in those chapters. Okay, if you will read it, you will find that how this will be helpful. So it will be helpful only when it can apply in your life. It's not about to just watch this review. You have to apply in your life slowly and gradually. Not everyone can get master on all those lessons teach by him, but if you can get master one or two methods in a year, you will definitely be like him or other wealthiest person. Or you might not have that urge to earn that much amount of wealth, but you can be wealthy you can be in peace and be in harmony by using the method that he have provided, which is practically applicable because he have applied this method to 500 wealthiest person. Okay, so you cannot think that it's just vaguely written this thing. He practically applied to that person. He himself applied it to his own son Blair. So you will find in his book. Okay, so it is gonna be very interesting book. So stay tuned with me. So how author view on this book? Let me discuss about how author view this book, how you can use this lesson taught by Napoleon Hill in this book in your own life. Okay, so as I have told you, this book is always written about a secret that are used by wealthiest person to earn their fortune. This book is designed by analyzing the principle used by those people who have earned lot of fortune over the years. So these secrets are practical after being put in use on test subject of 500 people. So Mr. Carnegie, who put in charge of this writing of this book, Hill, he believed that this principle should be taught in school and colleges so that any person can have set their mindset, because college and school didn't teach you about this principle. They only teach you to how to survive this imaginary system built by Homo sapiens. They only teach in school about how to get good grades and take a job and follow the rat race, which I have already discussed about rich dad and poor dad. Same Carney have told that this should be taught in school's curriculum as a beneficial to the student. But unfortunately, till this date, most school colleges didn't follow this. They just followed the traditional method, which are already they are being following since 1920s, like 100 years ago. Okay, then after writing this book, some of them earn lots of wealth using the principle as well as increase harmony in their home. So it is both beneficial to your personal level as well as if you want to earn wealth. These principles are designed in such a way this can be helpful in every other aspect of life. So now in this introductory lesson, I will just provide you the list of the 15th chapter, which some briefly explain some what are those chapter will be about. So let me give you the chapter names now. Okay, so first chapter he have discussed about thoughts are things. In this chapter he would be discussing about a story of a man Barnish who want to be a business associate of Albert Einstein. He shared an incredible story of him how we get to do that using the thought process only. So in this chapter you will found that how you can master your own fate, which will change your destiny. You will author have discussed in this first lesson. Okay, so now the second chapter is desire. This is the starting point of all achievement. He have discussed about imagine yourself desire to how you can become billionaire. Okay, the power of great dreams. He have discussed about this. You can find it. Okay, I will discuss it briefly in subsequent lecture. 15 lecture will be come after this lecture. Okay, where I will discuss each and every topics, every lesson, every chapter he discussed in this book. Okay, just the summary part. Now the third chapter is faith. Faith is visualization of your subconscious mind. How you can train your subconscious mind that you will get what you have desired to get it. Okay, so it all depend on faith. You have to keep faith, which author have discussed. So how to develop a faith, he have given in this chapter about how to develop a strategy of how to develop a faith, the magic of self-suggestion, self-confidence formula, and disaster of negative thinking. All he have discussed in this chapter of faith. So rich begin with thought. He also discussed at the end how this began everything with it of thought and followed by faith, which triggered by his auto-suggestion in his subconscious mind, which I will discuss later. And the fourth lesson is auto-suggestion. How this auto-suggestion is beneficial to you. You have to train your mind so that all the positive things always be in your subconscious mind. That will suggest you a perfect auto-suggestion and when a situation required. Okay, you will find it how he described. Also he have shared some stories how some person have able to do that. So here in this auto-suggestion, it is a medium of influencing the subconscious mind. He discussed a 6 step to stimulate your subconscious mind in this topic and many more. Okay, which I will discuss. And fifth chapter is specialized knowledge. Everybody have general knowledge about everything in the goes around the world, but if you want to accumulate, if you want to become ultra billionaire people, then you have to have specialized knowledge in some field, which I have also discussed in the book review of Rich Dad and Poor Dad. You can watch it in my YouTube channel. Now the next chapter is imagination. So here everything come with imagination. We have to imagine that you are a billionaire, then you will definitely your thought process will begin and you will become a billionaire. You have just given you how to train your mind, which you if you full dedication and attention to what you have followed, you can watch my summary lecture otherwise you can also, after watching this summary, you can read this whole book. Then it will be more beneficial to you. How he have beautifully described in this book, you will come to know by sharing the stories of real life example. Now the next chapter, that is chapter 7, is organized planning. You have organized planning to work with a expert. You must have a team. You have given the example of Henry Ford, how he designed the Ford company. Okay, you will find it here. This is the actual crystallization of desire into action. Crystallization of desire into action. Most leader begin as follower. You will discuss about it's not nothing wrong to be a follower. Okay, most people tell you don't always be a leader, but you cannot become a leader without being a followers. Okay, which I have discussed in this lesson. 10 major causes to failure of leaders. Why leader fail. And the chapter 8 is decision. You have to firmly decide whatever you want to take a step. And you can do it only by mastering the procrastination. Okay, you should not procrastinate. You must take a decision at the time when it is needed without any delay. Okay, this is the quality of a leader, great leader. And now the chapter 9, persistence. So what is persistence? You will here discuss about it, how to test your persistence. So you will discuss about are you a money conscious or a poverty conscious, which you will find by introspecting. In this chapter is all about introspecting yourself. You have the author have provided you beautiful way so that you can introspect yourself whether you are a money conscious or a poverty conscious. Now next chapter is chapter 10, which is power of mastermind. It is driving force of get to the wealth. So in this topic, author will discover how to multiply your brain power. Okay, the power of positive emotion, which you will find in this topic. And now the next topic is one of the important topic. Okay, most people forget about this thing, mystery of sex transmutation, where you have discussed about how to take your sexual energy to reach your zenith, how you can use your sexual energy. You have beautifully described by giving the practical and biological and giving scientifically proven example. Okay, here you can find it here. The 10 stimuli of mind. Okay, how hunches come into your mind, how a seed of idea fits in your brain. The driving force of sex, you have discussed about how you can use your sexual energy in a positive way. And you have also discussed about the false belief about sex, harm and personality. You have also discussed about how the people make a myth of the sexual harm, that sex caused them harm, sexual energy caused them harm. Okay, he have discussed about it. Most people have already know this thing, but some of them, most of them do not know in this world. Okay, so he have discussed about it here. So here he have also discussed how your partner can make you or destroy you. Okay, and the 13th chapter is the brain. It is broadcasting and receiving station for thought. So here he have discovered dramatic story of brain. You will find fascinating here when I will discuss the summary. Okay, so keep patient. And now the 14th lesson is the sixth sense. Here he have discussed about the power of sixth sense. It is the door of temple of wisdom. So here you discover about building character through order suggestion. Okay, it is actually a part of order suggestion topic, which chapter, which was I guess chapter 4. Okay, so here you have discovered about mighty force of slow growth. And the last and the 15th chapter is the 6 ghosts of fear. Okay, here you have discussed about what are the fears of a people. The most destructive fear, he have discussed about the fear of poverty, the most destructive fear, symptom of fear of poverty, money talks, fear of criticism, everything he have discussed in this topic. The fear of ill health, symptom of fear of ill health, and fear of loss of love, symptom of the fear of loss of love. Firstly, he have discussed about all the fear and what could be the symptoms. Okay, fear of old age, symptom of fear of old age, and the fear of death, symptom of fear of death. You will quite amazed by reading this 15th lesson. It's a very interesting one. Okay, most people have a fear of this thing and that thing. After reading this, the fear become negligible to you. Okay, by using practice, by practicing your brain. So how to protect yourself from negative influence? Most of the people are get influenced by negative people. So how you can protect yourself from being a negative influence, from a negative influencer? So that was all it. Now from next episodes, I will be discuss about all the 15 lecture in different episode. Okay, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you soon.